Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Real Talking Podcast with your hosts, Ash and JD. So, we're still here.
Still?
Brave the cold fronts.
Yeah.
It's been a bit colder than normal, to be fair. Which for the non-UK listeners, usually anything below sort of -3, 4. It's uh, it's extreme weather for the
Yeah.
UK. Well, it's out of UK. The general England.
Yeah, more Scotland probably have it
Yeah, Scotland
every
and
day.
Northern Ireland and that they're used to it. It's still shorts and t-shirt weather for them,
That's
any.
it.
But the other morning, well, was it yesterday morning? I don't know. The other morning when it was the extra cold nights, as I first woke up, it was -10 at mine.
Honest turn.
-10. That's what it was saying on the old Alexa next to the bed log, and because it was around 4 o'clock, and the dog was lying at the bottom of the bed, still all like cuddled up and just chilling. And I thought, yeah, I ain't getting up yet then. So I lay there for another hour, waiting for it to warm up a little bit. But it was still -7 as I was walking in, man. Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. Remember the Beast from the East? I think it was called.
Well, yeah, because I know they'd give it some other
Yeah, they always have to
name
give it a
for this
name,
little
don't they?
storm that we've had.
But the Beast from the East, that was cold.
Yeah, but I don't remember it getting down to -10 in the
Now,
Midlands.
uh, I know that was cold because I had to put trousers on at work.
But it was more so the wind with that beast from the
Yeah,
east as
yeah.
well,
It was
though,
that.
weren't it?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, madness. But otherwise, I've had no snow.
No, not
There
nowhere
was
near
a
me.
small
No,
little flutter
I flooded.
here.
Yeah, Monday morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I nipped round to your brother's and there was just a light
yeah.
coat on the floor.
It's what we call a flutter.
Yeah, where it's, you just scrape it with your nail and it's back to the pavement again then, weren't it?
I love a
But
snow day because it means like it's like when you're at school and you like when you don't have to go in.
yeah.
Don't know if it gets too bad. We can get sent home early or not, so not to come in. So I
Well,
do love a snow day.
in the Midlands, we don't really have a great deal of it, do
No,
we?
no,
Like
no.
West Midlands, Birmingham, Coventry, and Wolverhampton, and all that.
But sorry, Jay. How great was that being a kid, listening on the radio to see if your school was closed, and your school was the only one fucking open.
Yeah,
And they're begging it like all couldn't us up into one fucking hall
yeah.
to watch
I
TV.
remember having that with primary school. Yeah, secondary school. I don't think I remember having a day called off because of snow.
Nah, nah, nah. I just remember junior school every time my mum listened to the radio.
Yeah,
Never my school.
nah. Because back then it was BRMB as well, any
BRMB.
which it's free
BRMB.
radio now, isn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know if you even changed names, didn't they? But yeah, free radio was our BRMB.
Yeah.
Oh God, the memories. But yeah, otherwise as an adult, we've not really had a great deal of snow. Not us anyway. Like the more rural areas
Yes,
tend to have a good bit of a flutter,
we did have a good.
a couple of inches.
Yeah, we did have some. I would say about 8 years ago, maybe even longer than that. And he was. I know he's bad because we got sent home early from work and then got told not to come in. So that's when you know it's bad.
Well, the most was about 4 years ago, around in Coventry anyway.
Mm.
Which again, it was probably like 4 centimeters,
Have you,
so not much at all.
have you seen those time lapse ones on TikTok? It's mainly in America. I think like Buffalo when they have a storm front come in
Yeah,
and they'd
like there
like
was one
go.
the other day. They had like the plastic deck chair outside, and
Yeah,
you see it just building up, and then it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
two
yeah,
put on
yeah, yeah.
top of the chair and stuff.
And they
So
have
then,
to build like walkways in the garden for the dogs.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
like they have to wear like I don't know what you like a ski mask, but it's like thermal,
yeah, yeah. So
and and their eyelashes are frozen and everything.
yeah, well, there's
Real cold that is, mate.
on a there was a video I saw the other day. It's a Sweden chap, don't know his name, but he did a time lapse. He had his hair, like he's got long hair, similar to myself, but he had it like plaited, French braid or whatever.
Yeah,
It's like the ponytail's down each side, and then he's got a little bit of a beard. And so again, he time lapsed it kind of. It was like, this is my face outside in the snow. Uh, no, I think it was just the cold actually. It wasn't snowing. This is my face 15 minutes later. You can see like a little bit of the frost building up on his beard and his
Yeah.
hair. And then like after an hour, it's full like icicles hanging off his beard, his eyelashes, and fucking like hanging from his nose and everything. And he's like, the end of it, he's like, right, I need to go back in now. He just walks off. So yeah, it's madness. But we don't have anything like that here. It's
No,
never that cold. But I
it's
think it's the wind that's made it feel worse around here as well
mm,
because there's more wind, like weather warnings because of the high winds and stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just it's not a wintry country, and the way that the whole country just like has to just die from it
yeah.
because the roads
I'm
can't
not built.
function.
Yeah, it's
People
not
can't.
built for it.
Yeah, well, people
Look,
can't
winter
drive on
tires.
it.
How many people do you know switch to
Well,
winter tires
no,
or
no
put
one
change?
has
Yeah,
winter
yeah,
tires
yeah.
over here. You know, anytime there is just a bit of snow settled, no one can drive anywhere.
No.
Remember, well, again, it might have been about 4 or 5 years ago. Uh, again, a bit of snow, nothing major, but I drove all the way to Worcester, and because my uncle couldn't get off of his drive because he was parked on like a bit of a hill,
Mm.
so I was like, mate, I'm heading over. Like the job needed to be finished and that. So he's had to walk up the hill with his tool bag and that. I've stayed parked up the top because I was like, I ain't driving down it because
Yeah.
if I get stuffed, I'm stuffed. So yeah, he's walked up, popped his tools in the back, and we still drove to the job. And fucking, well, it was our Chris. Like if it was John, he would have
Mm.
just like says, "Nah, sack it off."
Yeah.
But I thought, nah, because if it was the other way around, Chris would have drove to me and like he would have made
Yeah.
sure we got the
Yeah.
job done. So yeah, I was like, yeah, now we're getting this done, kid. Fucking get yourself up the hill, and I'll pick you up. But otherwise, nah, nothing major. Like with the bit of snow a couple of years ago, it was with my old dog, like Malay, and that was just annoying. Fair enough, I get it. It's a snow dog and that. Like that's what they're built for, pulling sledges and that. But I don't know why people have to think, oh, this is going to be funny. Everyone, oh, the dog should be putting you on a sledge. Oh,
Mm.
yeah, I know, but I ain't got one, and you're like the 12th person to say in the last 10 minutes. Like, fuck off. Ah, they're just fucking, like, it's like the insults, and all the ginger
Mm.
insults and that. I've heard them all. No, nothing original.
There's that place in Russia where it's that cold, like you can't go outdoors, and I'm sure it's dark for like 20 some odd days a year. Well, I say days, but it's just nighttime. It's full on nighttime,
Is it Russia?
24
I know
hours.
where you're on
Yeah,
about.
it's
Like, I've
it's
seen the
it's somewhere
videos
in
and
Russia.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because like even like throughout the majority of the year, the sun's only up for like 2 3 hours or something,
Mm.
isn't he? Um,
Why would you live there? Just move, innit?
I don't know because it's not a highly populated place
No,
either.
no,
There's only like I
it's
don't know less than 100 or something, isn't it? I think.
I'm not too sure on the actual It's not a big city. It's not like a major city, but it's
Mm.
just move.
But it's just what they're happy with, ain't
Mm,
it? People
being
would say
cold.
that. Mate, the cold doesn't bother me too much though. To be fair, like
Yeah, but that's like -20, mate. It's not no daylight.
yeah, but again, it's like how our summer's different. The cold's different over there as well, ain't it?
No, no,
No, don't get me
it's
wrong.
just
No, no.
cold, mate.
Look, I know
There's,
that sounded as stupid as it come out of, but like, it's like when you go on holiday in the summer and you step off the plane, the heat's
yeah,
different as well, ain't it?
but that is the humidity.
Yeah, yeah, and
Obviously, for anyone that's like, oh, England is not, well, UK is not. In the summertime, it's not. It's like winter. We're not built for it. The houses aren't built for it. There's no air conditioning in houses.
nah, and it's
It's
just
just a different.
sweaty.
Yeah,
It's just
it's a different heat.
yeah, but yeah, I reckon it's the same with the cold as well.
It's a different code.
Yeah, it just feels different. Like when there's like a windstorm, then that'll get through to you, like. But
Mm.
you see it on the films and whatever, like that. It's not like they're completely all decked up. They can still, like the skiing ones and stuff. They're still there with
Yeah,
the
I know.
faces exposed, and that's like cold temperatures.
Right, I know. I get what you're saying from that aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, but nah, we just ain't built for it. I remember when our mate was moving from, I don't know if it was like from Bicester, like moving barracks from Bicester to Wales. Uh, yeah, it must have been that journey, but we had a good bit of snow then, and that was probably like 12, 13 years ago or something.
Mm.
Um, and I remember being on the motorway, everyone's struggling, and I'm just there, like, just plodding on, just doing, like, I don't know, 10, 15 more. It took hours to get there, and ended up staying anyway because I had John give us a hand as well. And he drove back in it. I ended up staying. I was like, yeah, save it for the morning.
So
But
John drove there and then drove back as well.
yeah, yeah, he went back home. I think he had the red Astra back then. Not John, Kiefer. I think he had the Astra back then, but he was in the van with me.
Right.
It was all stacked up. John's van was stacked up, and yeah, just drove there, done the mission, and yeah, I stayed anyway. Yeah, just there. I just remember just seeing people just like
Pulling
cars
off,
abandoned, like
yeah.
because they're just stuck. Uh, but you know, stuff like that, you just have to play it savvy. Just stick in the, or if you find a lorry, stick behind them because they've dug down into the snow enough so you can follow their treads. Where people are still trying to just play past. But
Mm.
there's no, like, I know there is some snow plays, but there's not enough over here, is there? Like just
No, no,
to be able to cope with a storm.
Mr. Platter.
Yeah, God, it's just it is a shit country, any.
When you think about it,
God.
100%, mate.
But it's all weather conditions. Like I hate driving when it's raining because like not so much me, but everyone else. It's like, oh no, there's spray.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I've got to stop.
I need to slow down. Or no, like just don't be in the fast. Well, not fast lane, lane free. Don't be in lane free if you're not confident driving at least 60 still.
Mm.
Like why does it have to be 50 mile an hour in lane free and they're
Yeah.
not overtaking?
Just,
Like
yeah.
just move over if you're not comfortable with it. Just move over. Fucking too many morons. You know, like, I did it the other day. I was driving back home, and it must have been for a good like 3 minutes. I'm in lane two, overtaking all the lorries on in lane one, and I was just moving between lane two and three, overtaking lorries and that back over, and everyone just sat in lane four. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
Mm.
I'm undertaking all of them because they're just morons just sitting behind each other. Like, get a grip, man. Oh God, cracks me up driving. Fucking. And then this morning, you know, it's pitch black, and I'm on this drove past Drayton Manor, like
Yeah.
fucking driving on the country road and that, and look, so I've got my normal headlights on, and I can't see the road because everyone else's their headlights are that bright, it's cancelling my lights out.
I've got the high beams on.
But no, because it seems like high beams, but all the newer cars with the LED
Oh, with the
headlights,
xenon.
it's just that bright, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I got pissed off. I ended up putting my high beams on, and it's not like years ago. If someone had the high beams on, you flash them to say turn them down. Not one. No one flashed me to say
Well,
turn them down.
most cars have that adaptive um night. I can't remember the right wording of it, but
I know what you mean. Like you drive into a tunnel and the headlights come on,
yeah, yeah.
or
Then
it
if he
starts getting
sees
dark.
lights, but if he sees lights coming the opposite way, especially in Audis, the lights then will dim down.
Yeah, but you can turn that off though, and that's
Yeah,
what I reckon. Most people
just
with
turn it off.
that technology either don't turn it off or don't know how to turn it on.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's just ridiculous. So for a good 5 minutes until I got off the main country road bit, I
Mm.
had my full high beams on, and no one flashed me to say turn them down. But I did it last year as well. Like while it was, like, you know, because I'm out early most days. Just as soon as I'd leave the house, high beams on, and no one was flashing me then either. Just goes to show how bright everyone else's headlights are now that they don't
Mm.
think, oh, that cunt's got his high beams on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, my normal lights don't even turn off. The thing's just been knackered for well quite a while, but it don't matter. At least they work, you know. I'd rather them stay on all the time than not come on at all.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it is just anything. The cold, rain, heat. Country just can't cope, can it?
No.
Oh
No.
no.
Speaking of he, I know you're a big fan. Have you been watching Love Island?
Fuck off. The only time I've watched Love Island is when I've switched on the TV in the bedroom and it's got ITV2 on, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to wait like 30 seconds for the TV to connect to the internet properly so I can put on fucking Disney or whatever.
Mm.
Oh, fucking watch that shit.
It looks hot over there in South Africa, mate.
Is that where they are? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
is it All Stars or something?
Yeah. So it's just people. It's just ones that have been on there before.
Because I saw like it was like some geezer who was on it like 6 years ago, and then his missus, like ex missus, come in as well. Then
Yeah, yeah, I know you're on about. Yeah, I don't
I
know
don't
that I
know,
can't remember the
I
names,
don't
but I
know who
know
they
what you're on
are,
about. Yeah,
but it was literally because I flicked the TV on, and then I was in the bathroom, and I've heard him like he was on it years ago, and then as I've got into the bedroom, getting my slippers off, and then it's like his ex has walked in,
right.
and like they're all fucking there loving it, sitting down. I was like, oh god, everyone at home watching this now is gonna be fucking buzzing.
It's just, you know what? It's an
Ah,
easy run for most of them 'cause it's they all kind of know each other. Obviously, once you've been on the show, they all kind of like mingle and know people that's been on there. So this,
mm.
so the thing for me is anyone that's watched it. No, no. So Toby at the moment is with Georgia. Okay, and now they've got to
Mm,
think outside the villa. So like in real life, they've been seeing each other. Basically, they've been fucking each other. Basically.
mm.
But they must have both known that each other was going on the show. There's no way that
Well, yeah, because I know with a lot of people, I don't know about Love Island, but I know with like Britain's Got Talent and stuff, people get approached.
yeah, no, no,
So,
yeah. So yeah, but and because they've been on it before. So what I'm saying is, if if they've both been on it and they've obviously they've seen each other and they both get an email or call in the same few days, they're gonna go, oh, Love Island want me back, and they're gonna go, yeah, yeah, man, me too. So that's why I think it's a bit. This one feels a bit fake for me, and the other one, there's no, no, no. It's
no,
always
I'm
been
laughing because like
no,
I
it's
didn't realise you watched it
no,
all the time.
no. I haven't watched them for years, but like
Okay.
this one, no, no. I don't even know why we are watching it. To be honest, I normally give it a go and hoping there's like it kicks off, but it just never does. But it's just this one feels fake because there's two friends. I can't. One's called Liberty, and the one's from called Kaz. So you telling me if me and you was on Love Island and we became friends from Love Island, and I had an email or call saying, "Do you want to go back on Love Island?" I wouldn't tell you who I met on Love Island to say I've been asked to go back on Love Island, and you would go, "Yeah, me too." So and then when she sees us, she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you was coming up. Fuck off."
It is.
You,
It's all bollocks, but it's the producers, any because they
yeah.
do it. You know, they'd be saying to him, "Oh yeah, act surprised."
Mm.
Um, but I know that they did it with Big Brother and all that as well. That like get them drunk before going in, just
Yeah,
to try and get a better reaction.
that's when I used to like it because you could drink on there, and
What
then
on Love Island?
yeah, yeah, and then like literally they'd go upstairs and just fuck.
I
But
take it they can't do that now.
I think they're only allowed like two glasses of champagne a night now.
I couldn't handle that. You know, because essentially you're on holiday, ain't you?
Yeah, it's a
So
fucking
I'd be
yeah.
wanting to fucking drink all the time, man. Well, get the challenges and that. Did it do that?
They do like the challenges.
I'm,
They're always cheesy. The challenges are like they're always like innuendos and stuff. Like yeah, but yeah, I haven't watched it for a few years, but I don't even know why we started watching this one. But
I
yeah,
mean, what are the challenges? All I can imagine,
yeah.
like, it's like
So
you've got to massage someone else without getting hard for five
the
minutes.
one that's always on every year, and it's disgusting. Is so like
It's like truth or dare or
they
something.
have that, and then
Oh,
Lila. So right, so the
oh,
worst one to do. There's like I don't know what it is. It'd be like a fruit punch or something, and I have to move it from there to there. But to do so, you have to spit it into your partner's mouth. Then he has to carry it
oh,
on and spit it on their end. Whoever gets theirs the most filled on the opposite side wins.
mm.
It's shit like that. But the best one is it always happens towards the end. I fucking love it when so like they do how to word it. So it'd be like if me and you had a conversation, it'd be written down, and then I have to fill in the blank. Or they have to guess who said it. So it could be like, who's on there? Toby's a right dickhead, and then the oh no, sorry, that's it. It's called movie night cinema. Sorry, and show that clip of us slagging him off basically.
Right.
Right, yeah. Sorry, that's the one I'm getting at. I'm thinking of. I'm sorry, I'm going in between two. So the best one's called movie night or something. So it actually they'll all line up obviously sit down, sorry, and they're having popcorn. And if the win, like, it'd be like a poll question, like how many UK men wank over two times a day, and the lads be on one side and be like 30%. and then I have options then, and it's always like an innuendo one. So like I don't know, like if one code was Diana, it'd be called Dirty Diana. So
Mm,
you'd be like, let's watch Dirty Diana, and then you'll see like Diana like probably being flirty with another lad that she hasn't told the partner she's partnered up with,
mm.
and it's just good because it just gets the bit. It just it you know it
It
just it starts
initiates
yeah
arguments and
arguments.
stuff.
And that's anyone watches it for arguments. It's like Big Brother. That's what it was good for arguments.
Yeah, again, like it was only a couple of years that I did watch Big Brother, but it was more so like because I was at like home with like living with mum and that, and she used to watch it religiously. Like when
Yeah,
they'd have the 24 hour and all that, like on
yeah,
the red
yeah,
button or something. Mum
yeah,
used to do that, man, watching that
yeah.
all
And
the
he used to
time.
do the bird whistle noise.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Because
know
like when it was
what.
conversations that couldn't be like broadcast, they'd
Oh, is
put
that what
that
it
noise on
was?
and that. Yeah.
Oh,
Um.
if you could go on a TV show besides I'm a Celeb, because that'd be the easiest one now to do, like go on Celeb. What one would you go on?
Uh. mm, I mean, I'd kill it on Strictly. You know, get the old dancing shoes out. Uh. I don't know. I don't know what ones are around still now these
Mm.
days. I mean, you got loads of the game shows, but that's a different question,
Yeah,
really, ain't it?
I mean, we know you'd be on Misfits Boxing. You've already
Yeah,
said
yeah.
you'll do that.
Smash them all up.
Honestly, get him on there.
Yeah,
There's one this weekend, isn't there? One of them. I don't know if it's Mitch.
probably, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know because I know that Bevo. Well, you're not
Oh,
really on
fuck.
TikTok. Oh, so you do know him then.
It's just
He's been trying to call out
you
people.
know the score. It's just relevant. That is just to stay relevant, and all that
Yeah.
bollocks is.
Oh, I don't get him. He's just fucking weird. Because have you seen his missus as well?
Yeah, she kind of looks sung from the hills of eyes, literally,
Well, yeah, I didn't want
innit?
to say about her eyes to be fair, but she's one person that you'd have on the lookout, really.
They look like they're like brothers and sisters. That's the thing, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. It's a strange one that is. Um,
But yeah, it's once you get some kind of popularity.
popularity. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. That's what everyone seems to want to do because it's just an easy pay, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's
How
quick,
much would
easy
you?
money with that
How much would
misfits.
that have to offer you for you to fight
Uh,
Beaver?
to be fair, he's the kind of one that you'd want to do it for free, really, just
You do for free. You know what?
happily. But nah, you know, if you uh, I think the lowest ones still get like 10 grand or something,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
they? You know, just for fucking like 6 weeks of having a little bit of training. Fucking, you're laughing, ain't you?
Yeah, it's
So
only
yeah,
3 rounds as well.
yeah, yeah. 3 minutes, fucking yeah, you're laughing, ain't it? So yeah.
Not bad, is it? 9 minutes worth of work.
Mm.
No, I couldn't do it. The fear, I'm just getting absolutely knocked out. Nah. You couldn't live it
Y-
down. Like that Swarms, he got knocked out. And he's still like, it just fucking got banged.
Yeah, but if you're earning more money than what you're making on your music and that, you're gonna fucking crack on it,
Yeah, I
yeah.
suppose so, yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
otherwise, TV shows, I really don't know what
Because
ones are around.
I said I'm not a celeb because it's just the first one that comes to mind, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's not really many like that I know of. Um,
Yeah, there isn't really anymore. Is there? I used to always be that.
yeah,
Do you remember when Love Island used to be two islands as well?
no, I
And
never
I'm
watched any of it.
sure they had
Never watched any of it.
like there was an island or something. I'm sure now I'm getting it mixed up with
Oh,
another
what
one.
was that one? Was it Survivor or something?
Shipwreck. Was it
Was it
Shipwreck?
ship when like they're on an island and they
Yeah,
gotta fucking survive? I'd do that.
that one was good actually. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be the one fucking making the huts and that, get them all kitted out.
put electricity in there.
Yeah, just make some solar powered stuff out of these and shit. Yeah, I think that'd be a good enough one. Um, oh, I don't know if I'd be able to handle it though, because I'd be fucking without no sun cream. I'd be struggling now.
Mm. TV shit, ain't it? Now it's the
It
same.
is in general, yeah.
It's. I hate that running before it's. Britain's Got Talent. Then he goes to X Factor. Then he goes to I'm a Celeb. Oh, I know which one you would do. The Mass Singer. Seen
Yeah,
that one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's only from clips on like TikTok and stuff. I've
Yeah.
never actually watched the program. Um, but yeah, I suppose probably that as well, maybe.
Yeah.
Need to get a lot more famous for fucking to get
Yeah.
asked for any of these though. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day, if more of you people at home do keep sharing and sending us in your emails, liking, subscribing, downloading, and getting it out there, then maybe one day we will be famous enough to get asked for any of these programs.
I'd love to see you on a boxing event, mate.
Well, it would have to happen sooner rather than
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah. I
want to
know
be
what you're
one of them
saying.
40-odd-year-old
Yeah,
that
that.
fucking get on it.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I know.
Oi.
Struggle to get up some mornings just to go to fucking graft, man. Wouldn't want to be doing it fucking to do boxing.
Yeah, we got all
Yeah.
day. Do you wouldn't be grafting now, would you?
Nah, nah. If we was
That's
famous
it.
enough for that, then wouldn't have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I want to get on to some real
Right.
talk now. Anyway,
That weren't real enough.
Love Island. You've just said yourself it's fake. uh, yeah, fucking. Right. So this morning, walking the dog. Now, look, as we've already touched on, we ain't had no snow or anything, but it's still been like a little bit cloudy.
Hmm.
And where we live in the cities, we don't really see the stars much either, do we?
No, no.
You see the main ones, or if you're lucky enough, you'll see like Orion's belt and that on a clear enough night. But look, so this morning it was look, I could see a few stars, but nothing major. And then so I'm walking the dog. That's why I'm out, like seeing how many stars are in the sky. But out of the blue anyway. I don't know what I'm dragging out. Uh, I saw what you'd only assume as a shooting star.
Right.
So it was a quick, within a second, flash of
Yeah.
lights, just a streamline, and say what you naturally assume as a shooting star. But as I say, it's not clear enough to see many of the stars. There's a
Hmm.
little bit of cloud in the
Did you
sky
have a trail with it?
in the eye line that I saw it.
Right.
So I wasn't looking up at the sky and saw it directly. It was like I saw it passing me,
Okay.
and it wasn't like I saw it for seconds. It literally was just a whoom, like, and it's gone. Like I'm looking around, I couldn't see any like trail of it. So essentially, it's if like you imagine someone shines a light past your face. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was that quick, and like there's nothing. There's no like residue of anything burning in the atmosphere or whatever to be able to see anything physically.
Right.
So I'm wondering, did I see a UAP
You could have, mate.
on Earth? And obviously, it wasn't anything to properly see a shape or anything.
Mm.
But since we did talk about the aliens in Miami the other week, I meant to bring it up last week, but I forgot because we're just always just talking about everything else, aren't
That's it.
we? Sometimes it's like we need a second podcast to carry on talking about some of the stuff. Uh, but no, it only happened for about 3 or 4 days. Uh, but I was hearing this strange sort of like, not really a whistling noise, but just a strange tone. What it sounded like, or similar to, was when you've got like an empty bottle, or well, it can have some liquid in. When you blow over the lid,
Oh yeah.
and ooh,
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
sort of like that, but a little bit more high pitched. And I couldn't. At first, I thought it was like the freak making a weird noise or something. So I'm walking around the house. And bear in mind, this is as I've already got into bed and I'm hearing this noise. So I'd got out of bed, looked around, thinking, I don't know, maybe I've left the fire on or something, and it's making a strange noise. But no, couldn't find anything. And it got louder as I got back into bed. Like, so essentially, I could hear it coming from outside.
Hmm.
Now, there is like some factories. I don't know. They're a couple of miles away, but they're in. You can see them as I look across the field and stuff. But I've never heard any noises like that coming from them before. You can see like one of them's got the tall chimneys that the smoke comes out of
Yeah.
and that. But like there was nothing coming out of it as I've heard the noise, so it's not like there's machinery going on. Um, and then yeah, just trying to look up in the sky.
Could it be a train horning
Nah,
in the distance,
no,
and the wind's obviously the way the wind's gone? It's
no,
just made it
because
sound
it,
more like
it
a word.
was it was going on continuously for minutes.
Right.
Like, so it's not like just a 5 second blast of a horn. It was going on for ages.
Right.
Um,
So what you're saying is you're in an alien hotspot.
I feel like yeah, I've
Yeah,
got a bit of a hot spot near me.
that's it.
Um, yeah, I just couldn't figure it out, and I say it happened for a couple of days, and yeah, I've not heard it again since. So I've not heard it at all this
Yeah,
week. Um, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday last week was the last I heard of it. Uh, I say it was just sort of like around the 9 o'clock sort of time because
right.
I've gone up to bed, um, and yeah, it's just random just noise. I just don't get it. Because I've got the hospital near me. I hear the helicopter taking off and
Yeah,
landing at that, so I knew it wasn't the helicopter. Um, wasn't the motorway noise because obviously it didn't sound like
yeah.
cars going past or anything. I ain't got a train track near me, close enough for it to have been that. So it was going on long enough though. Um,
Just strange one, isn't it?
yeah, I just
It's always when you unexplained, you just don't know what to say because it's
yeah,
just unexplained.
mm.
Mm.
But yeah, I just couldn't figure it out.
Just need to see a ghost now, mate.
Again, well, go back to the earlier episode. You'll hear us ghost talks. My
Or get it on
previous.
camera.
Right.
Because no,
No, so yeah, go on. Say
no,
what
I
you're
was
going to
just
say,
gonna
and then
say because obviously, if you haven't listened to the previous ones, the one thing I fucking hate with these ghost shows, they hear a noise and they run away from it. Like,
yeah.
no, get that money shot. That's what you're there for.
Mm.
That's his job.
We- Like, so what I find strange is when you see a lot of these like YouTube videos of like people catching it up, like a ghost or whatever at home,
Mm.
and like so it's like a fucking camera that's set up in your living room or in
Yeah.
your bedroom. Like, why have you got the camera set up in general? Like, why is that always there?
So maybe if they are having activity,
I
it
get
could
it.
be, but it doesn't seem real. Then it
Yeah,
seems.
I get it when it's like you've got the camera set up outside for your security and stuff.
Mm.
But why have you got cameras set up in your house? Like, I just don't get why some of these people are doing this. Um, but yeah, a lot of there's this. I don't know where he is, but he's in the UK. He's a big man. He's always like sitting at his computer in his living room, and he's got his daughters roped in it as well. It's fucking obviously fake. Like, it's you'll hear the entity running up and down the stairs. The one of the clips is like his daughter's just coming from outside, and like as she's like kicking her shoes off, her legs grabbed, and she's screaming like, "Oh, dad!" And he's getting up like, "Oh, what's happening? What's happening?" Like he doesn't know what
Yeah.
he's always recording for. Um, and then like there was one where he's got scratch marks on him, but you can tell it's blatantly just like his daughter's
Yeah.
hand or whatever that's scratched him because it's like if I was to scratch myself now, the way that those red marks come up, and it's like for fuck's sake, man. Because if you was really like in a haunted house like that, you're not gonna stay.
No, no, especially with kids.
Yeah, well,
If it's a,
the daughter's probably like I don't know mid-20s or whatever.
oh,
She's not like a proper child.
right, yeah,
Um, like yeah, like I don't want to sound like I don't mean to sound offensive to anyone, but it's like a proper council house,
right,
and he obviously doesn't work. He's fucking fat cunt. Um, struggles to walk and that, so he's probably been claiming disability for years, and got the old PC set up in the corner and stuff. So he's probably just learned how to do a bit of editing and put noises over videos and stuff, and he's just done it that way.
yeah, getting some views in.
Yeah, and it's just so frustrating. The amount of them that pop up on TikTok for me, I'm like, for fuck's sake. I prefer the ones where it's more of like a what was that film now? The Blair Witch Project,
Right,
where it's more
yeah,
of that style where they're out in the open.
yeah,
They're checking like abandoned buildings or they're just walking around, and then you'll see like a face in a window as the pan past, like
yeah, yeah.
spinning around and stuff. Like that Blair Witch when that first come out, though, that freaked me out. That did.
It was
Like
like
not
that.
so much watching the film, but like I remember because we was young, we was like 13
Yeah,
ish,
something
12,
like that. Yeah,
13, and to where my dad lived at that around that time because there was the roundabout outside the train track and all that,
right.
and I never felt comfortable in that house. always felt like, especially at night when I was in bed, because I'd slept in the small bedroom, the box room, like, and always felt like I was being watched there. And I remember not long after seeing that film, it's like because the bedroom was facing the back, and there was all the trees next to the train track and that,
Yeah.
and I'm lying there for ages, like got that feeling that I'm being watched and stuff. I remember looking out the window, and you could see. You remember the stick man sort of figure on the whatever it fucking
Yeah.
left around outside the tent and that. You could see that shape in the tree line from the way the branches are crossed out. Man, I lay there for hours, man, just freaked out, like fucking, like trying not to look out the window. But every time I did, like my eyes would focus straight to it. Fucking flapped it. I don't probably had like an hour's sleep that night. Fucking horrible.
Oof.
God. I remember getting out of bed before everyone else anyway, because I just
Yeah.
like the little sleep that I did have, it just weren't lasting. Like, just not having it no more. Fucking horrible. God. Yeah. So, yeah. Any of yous got any paranormal or
Unexplained.
yeah, some mysterious events happened? Seen any aliens or UAPs, UFOs, or anything? Then let us know. Email it in realtalkingpod@gmail.com.
Mm.
Uh, I suppose you could slide in the DMs on the Twitter with it at Ash and JD. Uh, I don't know if it'd be worth leaving it as a comment on the YouTubes, but if you want to just comment on that in
Yeah.
general, feel free to. And so that leads us on to the correspondence now then. Yeah. Our lovely listeners. So our Steve, I'll start off with Steve's little question. He's
Right.
he's asked, I mean, he keeps coming with the questions, these random ones. There was a teacher one on that the other week.
Mm.
So he's asked this week, have you ever been seen naked by someone, or someone seen someone naked accidentally? So obviously we've all been naked around our significant others, but
Yeah,
so has
I've
there
got a
been an accidental one?
yeah, I've got a few. Uh, when we was in Iron um, where our room was, there was a bunch of girls in the next room. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, yeah.
And then me and one of the other lads were staying up outside on the steps because
Hmm.
the way it worked is you go up the steps and then I think you had like 3 apartments. So one facing you, one to the left, one to the right. And then one of the girls come back and we was like, "Where you been?" Obviously knowing where she's been. Obviously 5 o'clock in the morning, she's being a dirty girl.
Yeah.
And when she's knocked the door, two of the girls answered. One was fully naked, which was weird, and the other one in the background just topless. But now it's a girl thing. I don't
Well,
know.
girls are a bit weird like that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, um, like when I was a kid, my sister would like go to the toilet, and her best friend would be in the bathroom with her. So like, my sister's having a shit or her friend's having a shit, and they're both like in the
What
bathroom
happened to
together.
shit?
Yeah, yeah, not like having a
Fucking
bath. They'd
hell.
just be fucking like just have a bit of like 5 minutes on your own, and it just
you know,
I remember
I don't want to be in there. Why having this
I
shit?
know, yeah. I don't know why it was fucking like a thing for him, but
Yeah.
yeah, I remember just thinking back then, that's weird. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Fucking so.
Have you got anything like that, Joe?
So I've had a couple of close calls of someone almost walking in, like say the bedroom while I'm like fresh out the shower or whatever. But the only one really when I've walked in on someone. Um, so when I used to do like the fire alarm installations and there'd be like the tests and stuff as well for them. We did a lot of student accommodations, and there was the one I can't remember. It's by so like near Birmingham Town Centre. I'd be able to take you there. I don't know what the road name was like, but there's a Chinese road like on the corner of the road. But they
Right.
open up and they do like breakfast as well. So I remember getting a sandwich and stuff from there. So with your fried egg, you could taste like it tasted like egg fried rice. I used to love it, man. Oh, it was beautiful. But anyway, yeah, like so the students would know that we'd be turning up to do the tests and that, and the amount of them would go in, they'd cover up the smoke detectors because there'd be smoking in there, and you're not allowed to. So that was always annoying. But yeah, the one room I've I'd always knock anyway, each individual door, because if they're in, then
Yeah,
obviously it's polite manners. But most of the time, they should have been out at uni and that having lessons. So knocked on the door, no response. Fucking as I've walked in, this girl's just lying there, still conked out asleep, but the quilt's half on her and
yeah,
her tits just hanging to the side. I'm like, oh shit, sorry, but she didn't wake up
yeah,
as I've done that. So I've had to stand there for a couple of minutes, still knocking the door because I've had to, I've got to go around and press the button
yeah.
and make sure it's all working and that any. So I'm essentially banging on the door at this point. And yeah, she's finally got up, dressing gown on. I was like, all right, babe, yeah, just need to check your smoke detector. But yeah, fucking just tit flopped out to the side of the fucking bed. I mean, it weren't one to write home about, to be
Yeah.
fair. But yeah, that was the only time that I could think of really
And
when I saw that.
have you ever been caught naked?
No, so there was close encounters where the saying, I'm out the shower and about to get dressed, and say my mum's about to come
Mm,
in. But otherwise, no,
no.
nothing really. Uh, Again, I suppose that's because I don't waste time.
Yeah,
If I'm getting changed, I just get changed. I'm not going to strip down
yeah.
and then just sit on the bed doing nothing naked for ages.
This would be one where in a few days where we're gonna be like, oh, that happened.
Yeah, if I
And
remember
I
something, then
remember,
I'll bring
yeah,
it up. But
because I remember another one. Like in your bathroom, you have the frosted glass, so you can't really see into
yeah,
it.
yeah,
This one, house didn't have it, and it's right where you have a shower. And this lady just used to have a shower, but it was like it wasn't a full length one, but it was a bigger window than normal. And I remember seeing her having a shower, like butt naked.
yeah.
Uh,
I've, I've I've heard quite a few people having the showers, but I've never seen through the window
mm.
for anything that's
Like
going on.
it wasn't frosted at all. It was like a glass
Yeah,
like
just the
that,
clear glass.
just obviously on the top, well, top floor,
Mm.
just naked. Yeah, you would
Mm.
just get a curling though, and just put it over the.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe she forgot.
I
But
suppose some people don't care as well.
yeah,
They
yeah,
do that. The exhibitionists and that
that's
maybe.
it.
Um, but no, it was no. But,
Well, thanks for your question, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Steve, keep
that
them coming,
yeah.
Steve. To be fair, fucking a lot of these little
I do
random
think
questions.
though, as I said, in a few days, we'll be like, oh shit, that happened.
Yeah, I mean, even as a kid, you go swimming lessons and that fucking as part of the school. Um, I mean, even back then, so I'd be taking I'd have the towel wrapped around me and take my little trunks off.
Yeah,
Like, that used to crack me up as a kid. Like, why did it have to be trunks, man? Like,
speedos.
yeah, the little speedos. We had to wear them.
Yeah,
Like, you wasn't allowed to wear the shorts.
there was always like a navy colour, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
and I remember when I got the swimming badges for the diving and whatever, because you'd have to go down to the bottom, get the
Yeah,
fucking brick and stuff, and you get the little patch and get your mum to sew it on. Oh fucking hell, man! God, proper nonsense that is, any.
it is when you think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
under the age of 11, basically, you have to wear a little speedo.
yeah, it's not
Like,
right.
nah, God, teachers. um, right, and then we've got a new one from Miles.
Great name.
Yeah. So new to the pod, working the way
Word.
through. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
It's always nice.
I know some of them are hard listen.
Well, yeah, yeah. Uh, hopefully Miles feels this way that like
Yeah, no,
sees that we've
you see the
improved.
growth.
Yeah, or
The growth.
hears, depending on if it's just
Yeah.
listening or
Yeah.
watching. Yeah. So working his way through. Then so he's asked. So what kind of kinks have you got then? You never said. So there was one episode, I think it was the episode after I'd said about stag do. We was on about
Mm.
kinks and that then as well. Um,
Did we say we had some?
I think we started to
Ah.
try and ask each other, or I
Well,
don't know if we had an email asking about it.
also, if he's trying to work his way through it, he won't listen to this until, I don't know. X
I don't know.
amount
It
of
depends on
weeks.
how long he's
Yeah,
been
unless he's
listening.
listening
Because
back to back.
yeah,
Um,
but
oh,
nah, like I remember like the
kinks.
feet, any into the feet and that. Um, I mean, I wouldn't say no to getting rims, but you got to get asked first, don't you? Uh, uh,
Kink. I mean,
I, I'm just a bit too vanilla when it comes to that stuff. Again, like a nice bit of fucking lingerie or whatever. Happy days, any. But nah, just like if the missus turn around and says to me, "Jay, I want you to piss all over me," I'd be like, "Nah, fuck that,
yeah, it's the same with that dominatrix thing. I'll be like, nah.
nah."
And then I don't know what else is there. I mean,
There's all sorts, ain't there? Fucking, there's people that like to sniff things, like when they're sniffing their armpits and all that.
hmm.
Fucking, nah, weird. Like,
Oh,
it's not
would
right.
you be a cook?
No,
No, that was
no,
making me laugh. Actually,
no.
that was like
It's
you're chained up, or your
yeah,
partner's
or
getting
just
fucked.
yeah, just sitting there, just enjoying
But
it. Like, nah,
some people would absolutely love that.
nah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like, I understand uh, being in like the open relationships and that, but uh, like sitting there and not being involved,
Yeah, I think it's
like
yeah, it's that not being involved. It's degrading, but that maybe that's what they. I don't know. I don't
yeah,
know.
but especially when it's like because you see the people like that do it where they want a geezer that's got a like a much bigger dick than what you've got. Just like seeing that pleasure in your missus, like nah, man, like. But then again, that's a weird thing that some of these dominatrix, like they have the people where they want to be degraded and all that as well, and
Yeah,
it like making them fucking walk around with a dog collar on and fucking a lead and shit. Oh, I don't get why people are like that. Obviously not all people, but
yeah.
some
So
people.
some people just really invest in certain stuff, and they
Mm,
like outdoor stuff. You know, expeditionists where it's outside or whatever.
see again,
I could do it outside on a nice day if it's not too cold.
yeah. So I've done that before in the back of a car and all that. But I
That's
wouldn't
when
go
you're young,
to
though, and
yeah,
you know
yeah,
you don't.
yeah. Um, I mean, I wouldn't go to like do the dogging and that. I
No,
mean, I
no.
probably would have done years ago if I knew of the sites, but um,
I actually know where one is. You know,
I think I did find out where
it.
one was.
Yeah, we was So there's been a few times where I've seen. I think the two times I've seen people have sex in the car. Right. Which goes back to what that is. What's his name? James said. So one time I
No,
seen
Miles.
my no. Who asked? Was it James? Steve? Who asked the question
Oh,
before?
Steve asked
Yeah,
about naked, yeah.
yeah. So obviously another one. Obviously, I seen two people fucking in the back of the car once up Nottingham.
Hmm.
But oh fuck, I forgot where I'm even going with this now. But
Dog inside.
yeah. So when I was with two other people, we jumped in his van. He was like, "I want to go somewhere," and we drove, and literally in the middle of the fucking nowhere. And he went, supposed to be doggy in here. So he was gonna take us like
Yeah.
to do this doggy thing. I don't like we didn't even know what he was. And literally I could see why people would do it there because you just turn off the main road, 2 minutes, you're in like um it wasn't a grassy area, it was like a gravelly area,
Hmm.
but you just secluded all the way around. And I was just like, fucking hell. Yeah, but I know where another one is close by apparently.
Hmm. Well, I think I've like drove past a few sites because it's like when it's like the middle of the well, not the middle of the night, but it's late, and you think, why is there a load of cars parked up here near like
Mm.
like a
And
farmyard or
why do
whatever?
it outside in the dark? That must be a kink in itself because surely you could organise it to do it indoors.
Yeah, because that's a part of the thrill of like
Yeah,
potentially getting caught and that, and it
yeah.
like but I don't know if that would be a kink though. I suppose it is the excitement, blah, but um, yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking, as a generic kink where someone says like, "Yeah, I love getting fisted" or whatever, and
No,
into anything
no,
like
no.
that. just yeah, just a bit boring on that side of things,
Yeah,
really. I suppose.
vanilla is the word, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let us know if you've got any kinks.
they have, haven't they? All
they,
these.
they,
Well, I'm assuming
yeah,
Miles is younger than us anyway. But they all have it now. They're all fucking naughty little bastards. Um, yeah, I don't want to say weirdos because to them
yeah.
it's not. Well, I suppose some of
No,
them do know that it's weird, ain't it, log? Uh, but yeah,
I mean, he's wearing a gimp mask on a dog lead, crawling around the back garden, licking someone's boots. Weird.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's like them ones that dress up as like dogs and all that, as like furries or something. Like, I just, it's. I think we was born like I don't know, 50 years too late or something. With the way a lot of people are these
Yeah, I
days.
think it's just more open, isn't it, in terms of who and what
Yeah,
and everything in between. But yeah, yeah. But no, thank you for your question,
yeah. Cheers for
Miles.
that,
Yeah,
Miles.
no, and keep on listening.
Yeah. Hopefully you do. Like, obviously, I'm guessing he has been
Well, I
enjoying
mean,
it
to
like
go
since
through it,
working
mate,
through.
it must be enjoying.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, let us know
You
your
can't get that
kinks.
hour back, mate.
Well, I'm assuming it's more than one
Yeah,
episode. Because otherwise, why would you work your way through? Just listen,
yeah.
like, nah, forget
And
these
also,
bits.
what episode would you come in at now? Do you start from the top one we got available? Do you just like, I don't know, just go five back and
I
work
don't
back
know because
to be
like a
relevant?
couple of the first episodes have got some decent stuff on.
Mm,
Like as we were saying earlier, like talking about the ghost experiences and stuff.
yeah,
We did the zombie apocalypse plans and stuff as well.
yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, so yeah, some of the earlier stuff is all right, but as we've just evolved on, we just carry on chatting
Yeah,
shit
it's
all the
more
time, ain't it?
organic now, isn't it? Less planned,
Yeah,
more streamlined,
more real,
real,
real
always
talk.
real, mate. Okay, now.
um, yeah, so thanks for that. As always, do send in any questions and that. Whatever kinks anyone else has got. Um,
Yeah, let's see who's got the weirdest one.
yeah, well, I suppose we'd have to. Uh, we'll do a little bit of research on this. Look, like strange kinks.
Yeah, going in at like,
No, so look, I'll do the
what if
prep.
what if you start liking some of the strange Kingstar? Imagine
Then
if
I'll,
you're
I'll
like,
be a kinky bastard, then, innit?
all right,
But
okay,
what I'll do
maybe you
for
should try them.
mate, my missus ain't gonna fucking say yes to a lot of the stuff. Fuck better get sex, man. Jesus. Uh, yeah, so I'll like, get a list and I'll like, see if that'd be something you'd find yourself getting into.
Right.
So stay tuned for that one next week, kids. Now I don't know if it's saving the best for last but not least, at least anyway.
Hmm.
Fucking James. He emailed. I saw this the other day, and I thought, I fucking knew he. He's a little Liverpool fan, and
Is he really?
yeah, that's what he
Ah,
says. He's a Liverpool fan, and
I hope he isn't from like, I don't know, London or
nah, I bet
Wales or something.
he's like lives in Preston, so he's outside of Liverpool. He's a fucking wall, like one of these people that claims to be a Scouser when they're not.
Wirral. Is that like
Yeah,
Wirral or something like
so yeah, he's a wall. He's not a Scouser. Fucking, but yeah, Liverpool fan, and he just says, "Fuck City and United." Um, both will get relegated next season. Now, hopefully, Man City do
that?
with
Because
all this
FFP.
FFP stuff going on. Which that I found that quite annoying the other day. Obviously, Everton have already had that 10-point deduction this season, and then it's on the cards they'll get another at least 6-point reduction because of
With Nottingham Forest as well.
yeah.
Are
So
they
Forest
getting
have come out.
with 6 points
It's going to be
reduction?
a minimum of 6 from what I
Right.
read. Um,
But if Man City get relegated, they just come back up again.
well,
Because
yeah,
Juventus did it the night they got relegated, kept the best players, went up again.
uh,
They did it. They did. It was
I
when
don't
Nedved.
know
Yeah.
how it would work um, with
Because if
like the English leagues of being able to pay that much of a wage if you're down in like League One or whatever.
right, so I think the maximum penalty is they only can get relegated to Championship. I don't think it's possible to go down past a
I don't
certain.
know, because you think with Rangers a few years ago, they got kicked out of it completely, didn't they? They got
That's good.
literally out of
Yeah,
like
that's a good question.
it was
Yeah,
completely out of the main football league,
yeah. Now I
wasn't
have
it?
to start again. But no, they just no. You was right. They went to the bottom of the football tier,
Yeah,
the fifth tier, didn't they?
yeah. It
In
was
Scotland.
literally all the way down, and then obviously they worked the way straight up. So, I'd, for me, I'd like to see
But
going
weren't
all the
that
way
because
down.
of money problems though? In terms of the hard knocks,
Yeah,
that had to do it,
yeah,
start
because
again.
like
As where man,
essentially they were spending more than what they had, and so they ended up losing everything.
no. But
But
obviously it's different with Man City because they're not. They've got the money. It's just
mhm.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Actually, I don't think they get relegated.
But it's annoying because how long it's already been going on for these 115 charges there.
Yeah.
You know, like you can try and beat around the bush and say alleged charges, but there wouldn't be 115 potential
Mm,
charges if none of them are going to stick.
right.
So how many of them and how severe are these charges going to be? Everton had the 10 points for I think it was around about 30 million extra because uh, it's something like over 3 years you're allowed to lose 105 million
Right.
from official profit.
Yeah.
So essentially, the owner can put their own money in, and as long as that's not more than 105 million, then it can be declared as loss.
Right.
Uh, so yeah, I think it was 30 million for the uh, 21-22 season. That's why Everton got the first
Yeah.
10 points. And then it's for the 22-23 season for the current
Yeah.
charge and Forest as well at the same time.
Because sorry, I was just saying because it's weird how it works in football, the regulations. Because
Mm.
if you sign a player over 5 years for 100 million, it's not 100 million outlay on the book.
No, it's classed
It's
as 20
20
million
million a
per
year.
year.
So
That's why Chelsea have got away with loads at the
but there's
moment.
yeah, so that's gonna catch back up to him in a few years.
Well, like, so
But
they are under investigation at the
yeah,
moment because when Todd Bowley took over, he's handed over a load of documents from Roman Abramovich's
right.
time. So, yeah, again, we know there's
Yeah,
got to be some things happen, but he'll be able to fight it to say, look,
yeah,
this was under the old ownership. You can't, like,
yeah.
well, he'll try and contest it anyway, but
Because he works like if you sell an English player or homegrown player, I should say that's came through your academy on the books, that's pure profit,
yeah, it's 100%
pure
profit.
profit. And
So
so
if
it's
United was to sell Marcus Rashford, not that he's worth 60 million, I don't think, but if they sold it as 60, they'd get 60.
yeah, so it's like Kai Havertz,
Kai
Kai
Havertz, yeah.
Havertz. So he was at Chelsea.
Mm,
They brought him, I think, for was it 80 million, if I remember correctly, or supposedly 80 million.
mm,
So and they had him for 2 or 3 years. So that would be, I think he had a 5 year contract. So whatever that is, over what would that be? Anyway, let's just make it easy. If he got signed for 100 million
yeah,
and he was there for 3 years, so 20, 40, 60 million, he's cost him on the books. Now, because Arsenal brought him for like 75, it's classed as profit
yeah,
because he hasn't entered the last two. So that's why it takes long. 'Cause you have to go through all these tedious regulations because on their
mm,
books it looks like it's £17 million profit.
yeah, yeah.
So it's just a weird concept of loopholes. So it'd be interesting, and he seems like he can move numbers about that way. I must admit, but
Well, yeah, but that's what they've done all these longer contracts, the 8 years one and
yeah,
ones and that. But you think, yeah, in a couple of seasons when they need to start shipping these players on because they're not performing enough, then they're
no,
going to struggle. I see most of it with the United players because being a United fan, Anthony Martial conveniently has just had a hip operation that's needed to have been done for a while. So he's getting back to fitness.
yeah,
So that means no one will be able to have him during this January transfer window anyway. And, fucking Paul Pogba, the golden child, left for free originally. Then we paid 90 million to get him from Juventus, and then he left for free again,
yeah.
which his career went down a panno, didn't it? Jesus,
He was overhyped.
always overhyped. I didn't even think he played that well for France. There was a couple of games where I thought, yeah, here and there he was decent, but not like the way they kept saying he's world class and that. I never felt like that. Um, but yeah, he's just been done for drug charges and all that as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Not that he's played much for Juventus again. But yeah, it's all in the players' hands these days now, ain't it? They're happy to just sit and run down these expensive contracts that they're tied to.
Well, sometimes it's better because then they get a bigger sign-on bonus.
Well, yeah, if you
If you sign a player for free, you're more likely to get more money on your next club.
yeah, I, I do appreciate where they're coming from, but with the likes of um, some like with Jesse Lingard doing it, look, he wanted to be in the England squad and that. So surely you just choose to stay playing for another team, like take a wage reduction or whatever.
You mean like he should have went to West Ham rather than
Yeah, so not
Nottingham
just the
Forest for the money because he was
well, because he did the loan spell at West Ham,
yeah, and
and
then
then
I wanted to buy him, but Nottingham Forest offered him 200 grand a week supposedly, and then West Ham was like, "We only give you 100 or what?"
yeah,
Supposedly, I know what
no,
you're saying. Over the longevity of the contract, he would have probably been better off being at West Ham because
yeah,
obviously, if, I think that was a longer contract.
it was just
But
a season for
it's
Forest,
yeah,
weren't it?
it's just money, isn't it? It's just an easy paycheck, isn't it?
Mm, I don't know. I mean, we're all out to make money, but yeah, fucking
Yeah, when you're making that much money and you know you can check in your bank and you can think, I'm done for the rest of my life. I'm comfortable. When does it
mm,
start being about the football again?
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But with Karen Benzema, because I don't know why, but people keep trying to link him coming over to United for a loan spell. But he's on at least £1 million a
Yeah.
week in fucking Saudi. Uh, Jordan Henderson, he was on around 700 grand a week, but he's just signed for Ajax now. And apparently he hasn't been paid any of his weekly wage and won't see any of it as well because of whatever the terms of his contract is.
Yeah. So it was basically all from what I can gather is it's like this. When you go to the Saudi Pro League, you don't pay tax. But if you
Mm,
leave your contract early, you have to pay the tax throughout the whole contract.
all
So
right.
so if he was on 700 grand a week, I don't know what their tax rate is, and he done the 3 years and left, wouldn't have to pay any money in tax. Now, if he would have stayed there 2 years, he would have paid the 3 years worth of tax on those 2 years when he left. And when he left, he should get a tax bill. But because he hasn't been paid, it's like I don't know how that would work. I mean, does he
I
end up
don't know.
paying owing them? I mean, it just depends on the tax rate, then, doesn't it?
Mm,
Because I'm sure he would have to pay them some of that. I don't know. It's it. If
above our pay grade.
if I was him though, I would just bear that out for 3 years.
But so his reasoning because he wants to get back in the England squad is why he wanted to leave there.
But why
Apparently,
do it in the first place then?
yeah,
Because he was never going to get in there in the Saudi Pro League. But if that was me,
that's Southgate like whispering sweet nothings in his ear. Look, I don't think the Saudi league's look up to standard, so I need to see you in more
mm,
competitive games to warrant me putting you in the team.
because Jordan Henderson didn't even live in Saudi Arabia, he was living in Bahrain, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah. So where that city is, I don't even know. Oh,
Etihad, Al Kheli, I
that's
don't
it.
know.
It's only half an hour from
They're
Bahrain, and
all owls, aren't
yeah, no, it fucking
they?
are.
Al Khalifa.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's half an hour from Bahrain, and
Mm,
obviously their laws are a bit more relaxed in terms of alcohol and women and all that stuff. So
yeah,
yeah, so we lived in Bahrain, drove half an hour to training. Bahrain, lived in Bahrain, but mate, I would fucking live there
yeah.
for
700 grand a
years.
week.
Fucking
Fucking
hell.
ridiculous, and yeah, you just put up with it. But I know Benzema, he's been like not turning up for training and stuff because just can't be asked. But
Yeah,
again, you've done 3 months out there. That's uh, 12 million or whatever at least.
yeah,
People are like, yeah, fuck it then. I ain't
yeah.
coming then. Like,
He must
it's
have it in the
jokes, man.
contract where if he gets on loan or sold, he doesn't have to pay a tax or something.
Mm,
These little things must have been running where he doesn't want to say I'm leaving, but because he's just fucking not turning up.
yeah, I
It's
don't
shit,
know,
and
man.
I mean, the amount of money. But if someone offered me, I'd fucking do it.
Yeah, you do it,
I'd
and
fucking, I would.
Yeah, someone fucking turn around and says to me, like, yeah, I'll pay you 3 grand a week. Well, fucking sound it.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah, as long as I'm not getting fisted or sucking dick. At least a big dick. You don't want to get fucking choked out on a fucking schlong every week, would you? But suppose that's a kink, not
Yeah,
getting choked out on big dick.
that's it. You never know.
Right,
Right.
thanks for that email anyway.
Nah.
Shit, no, it was James, ain't it? Fucking
No,
Liverpool
we
fan.
well, we fucking went on about it. But yeah, no, thanks for your email.
Yeah, yeah, and as I say, always appreciate it. Links are all in the descriptions. Like it, share it, subscribe if you're new, follow, depending on what platform you're all on and that. And yeah, keep it real. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Peace.